Yo, what's up? Welcome back to Let's Chop It Up. How my brothers doing this week?
Good, brother. How you doing?
Brother,
how you doing?
feeling, brother?
You already know. What's up?
I'm good. Anything special anybody's week, man? How your week, Kelvin? Anything?
You know what? I'll tell you. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good this week. In spite of the fact that we got snow coming on Wednesday, I feel really, really good. You know why? Because even in the height of all of this drama, I'm healthy. My family's doing well. And we have redefined Christmas. Back in the day, it used to be about buying the big gifts and all that stuff like that. I'm taking it back to kindergarten. I'm making gifts. I'm making cards. And that's what it is. That's why I'm feeling good today. You know what I'm saying?
They call that Kwanzaa.
Yeah. Nah, some people would call it cheap.
I'm being fiscally responsible. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
For real.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at right now. I feel good about mine.
Yeah.
What's up with you fellas?
You know, I'm dealing with this COVID thing, man. I'll tell you that much, man. I'm tired of COVID, man.
Yeah,
you know?
man.
That's what I'm tired of. I was talking to my wife about it, man, and we were like, why do we feel, because I've been feeling really tired, you know? And I'm like, yo, why do we feel so tired? And it's like, you know what? It's like COVID is like being tired of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ever heard, you've been tired of that shit, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, COVID is like that, but all the time, bro. You know what I'm saying? You feel it the minute you come outside and, you know what I mean? Turn your television on and go to around people, man. It's just, so I was just like, man.
I think
it's like that chick that won't go home. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm tired of bullshit, man.
Yeah, like, yo, I let you stay 2 nights. It's time to leave.
You real need,
This was a long time ago. Long
time ago. Nobody.
No, you know what it is? This the thing. Early on, I stopped living and dying with the media about it. That's the thing. Like, I get off of it. It's like, because I'll be good until I keep reading about it or hearing about it. You know what I mean? So I think ignorance is bliss. Sometimes, just, through the day to day. But if you really get into it and you're going back and forth with the vaccine and all that stuff like that, it's just, you get this COVID fatigue and it's exhausting. Every time you hear some good news, look, the Tiny died and he said it was COVID related. It's just one of those things.
And I think the country singer Charlie Pride just died a couple hours ago.
All right, you know what bothers me? You know what really bothers me? What bothers me is when somebody died and I thought was dead already. That's what's fascinating. I'm not. No disrespect.
You got a point. Yeah, I got it.
Come on. You know how you see like the award shows, maybe like we're gonna do a memorial, and you be like, yo, they just died.
Did it make you feel bad? Because you didn't know that, man. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
You wasn't popping, but why I feel bad?
Rest in peace, Charlie Pride.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace to Tiny too.
Rest in peace to Tiny. Tiny's a good dude.
He got the most out of one character that anybody could ever do.
He wrote Debo out, man. He wrote Debo out.
Whoever said you look like Ed Lover is true.
It's
not true. It's not true.
Yo, you've heard that before, though.
I've heard it before, yeah.
Because when we first met, I thought you was Ed Lover. I just didn't want to ask.
Yeah.
So I got a good story hanging out with Ed Lover one night, too. That's funny. Ed Lover was a good dude. He's a good dude.
Don't you know, D? D know everybody.
It was a night. It was me, Ed Lover, Luke Skywalker in Florida. That's a long time ago. That's a long time ago.
That sounds like a
but now Luke is a good dude. Luke is a good dude. Cool dude to hang out with, man. The thing with the COVID thing, like right now we got the vaccines, right? My thing is how did they get the? It's funny how they got a vaccine faster than they got a cure for cancer, HIV. That's been around forever.
Yeah.
It's really like. Do you?
I don't know. There might be a slap job right there, bro. You know what I mean?
It's too early to say. We don't know if that vaccine is good. You know what I'm saying?
At least
we don't know.
I'm not gonna be the first one on.
Yeah, man. But it's just sad because, like, I mean, I had a neighbor that died from AIDS. All of us probably know someone that died from AIDS, especially we grew up in the 80s and the 90s, right? And then now, with cancer being around, like my father died from cancer. Like, damn, they got a vaccine in 7 months, and we got these diseases that have been around forever. And I think Chris Rock said it better. There's no cure. There's no money in the cure. It's just preserving your ass, So it's so crazy when you say that, man.
What rally was that in DC?
I think there's a lot of money in the COVID vaccine because this is something that's new. A lot of people are going to be racing to get the vaccine, so they're going to make a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? Where like cancer has been around forever. So the bottom line is they make more money off treating it
Right.
than they do trying to cure it.
Yeah, you get more on the treatment than the cure.
Yeah.
You get money in the treatment.
Yeah, man. So
What
like,
happened in DC? I saw somebody put a DC rally. There's a rally in DC.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Yeah, tell us about that.
Yeah. Dr. Sebi, that's true. Dr. Sebi, man, he's like the brother's doing a lot of things. And they got another thing, like it got shut down. I don't know when we come about cure for cancer. It was on Vice Channel. It's about killing cancer with like just sticking chicken pox in and stuff like that. Some treatment they was doing up in Canada. So they have stuff, but you know they want to keep us around with the radiation and all the other chemotherapy stuff they got going on. So,
All right. Well, let me ask this question, and this is gonna sound weird. If you could choose an age to die, what age would it be?
110.
So you want to live a long time.
I want to live a long time. I like this lifestyle. I love meeting people, man. So I want to meet as many people I can.
But you might be crusty by then.
Yo.
See, this is the way I look at it.
Yo,
the way I look at
dude.
it is this: when I can no longer wash myself or feed myself,
True
I think it's a
that.
wrap. I think it's
True that.
Dude, you're not gonna be meeting a whole bunch of people at 110. You're gonna be walking around with
he
Pampers on.
already know everybody.
Nah, but he's gonna have Pampers on and be stinking up the spot. You know what I'm saying?
Either that, they're gonna put you as a bubble wrap, brother.
Yeah.
That other 10, they trying to get you.
Yo, but I really love meeting people, bro. I go to the airport early just to meet people, bro. I love meeting people, man. I love having conversation with everybody.
No,
This is my thing, Kelvin. Like, not the age. This is what I really could. When I would want to die, if I could meet everyone in the world and have one conversation with them, then I could die the next day.
Wow.
That's how much I love meeting people.
That's deep. That's deep.
Because I think everyone
got
has
to talk to Flavor Flav.
I met so y'all think I'm lying?
I don't think you're lying. I know you're not lying.
Oh man, Flavor Flav used to have this purple motorcycle, man, back in '94, man. And I used to work in a bridge in town. He used to come through there all the time, just chopping it up, man. Flavor Flav was the funniest dude, man. Funny dude. Funny dude.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
He was like that in real life too, bro. Anytime you saw him, he was really like that, man.
People don't understand. Flavor Flav plays 14 different instruments. He's a musical
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Flav can play guitar, piano, drums. Flavor's a genius.
Yeah, because usually if your time is not taken up with modeling or something, you have time to pick up other hobbies. Don't email me. Email me. He started.
Oh man, don't get on me. No. These words are coming out of Rodney's mouth.
No, I didn't say it.
Lisa said DB knowing random people all over.
All right, check this out. Really quickly. Who named the 3 most famous people you ever met in your life? D, narrow it down, D, not the 300.
This is hard. This is hard.
3 most famous people I've ever met in my life.
I've been to Louis Farrakhan's house. I've been with Louis Farrakhan. I've been in his house.
That's big.
Chicken with him. Oh man, this is hard, man. Somebody else take one. I go. Somebody go.
I met a lot of famous people in my time, bro. Like a lot. You know what I mean? Just because of the work that I did, I put me in touch. But the one famous person that I remember that I really kind of stand over a little bit, like I was a fan of, was when I met Harry Belafonte. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Like that was the one time, and I was kind of like trying to mic him up, and I was like, you know what I'm saying? It was like, this is Belafonte. You know what I mean? I was like trying to be professional, and it was hard, bro.
My big son Chicken reminded me. I met Ike Turner. That was a funny story. I met Ike Turner. Ron, you was with me, right?
Yeah, we was in LA together. Yeah,
we was in LA together. Ron was with me. Met Ike Turner.
The thing is, listen to me. I can confirm a lot of stories that D is telling. People think he's not telling the truth.
I know
he's telling the truth. He's telling the truth.
I know he is.
When we were in LA together.
LA, Ike Turner was going.
Yeah, Ike Turner was there.
Playboy, he was going to Playboy Mansion.
But Ike Turner didn't whip nobody's ass in the lobby though when we saw him.
Nah. But hold on, Ron. Hold on. Before we finish, do you remember what happened though? Ike Turner had a young lady with him, right? We said, Ike was talking to him. We said, Ike,
yeah.
He had and then she was, Ike is a little man. Ike is about this tall. So Ike was about to get out. Ike took the picture with us. Like, take the picture with us, right? So, and the girl was about to get on the elevator with us and Rod. Asked Rod, where's born? He said, "That's how you get on that goddamn elevator."
I was like, did.
Ike is still pimping.
No.
Yeah, we thought that he was going to put the goon hand on the door right there. Yeah. I'm like, we got to break this. We got to break this shit up.
All right. My 3.
I forgot.
Michael Jackson. I got Michael Jackson, Obama, Beyonce.
Dope.
Wow.
That's dope.
That's a nice 3 right there.
I got
Definitely.
P Diddy, Jay-Z,
That's right.
And I go to Louis Farrakhan. I would go with
I like that.
Wow.
Take that.
Wow.
Take that.
The most famous person I've ever met, I'm believe it or not, and a lot of people gonna have a little probably issue with this, but I met Bill Cosby.
I don't have an issue with
Well, when did you meet him? When did you meet him?
Legit.
I met him. I don't remember.
1978, Bill Cosby.
It was
This was
by yourself.
I used to go to the Cosby Show, and with my friend's moms who knew him personally, and she took us backstage, and I met Claire Huxtable, and I met Bill Cosby.
That's hot. I went to the Cosby Show one time.
I got pictures and everything with him too. Yeah.
In Queens, Astoria, was it when they were taking?
Yeah, that's when they used to film in Astoria.
That's hot.
But there's a lot of shit I don't remember. I had a couple of drinks and then I don't remember a lot of shit.
Yo, we had, in one of the programs I had, was that Silver Cup studio or a different studio?
I think it was Silver Cup.
They moved the Silver Cup, right? Right.
Yeah. Then they closed that, and then I think they started shooting it in LA, I think it was. But I know it was shipped. Didn't they move when they closed?
No, I think a different world did LA, right? But
I'm not sure.
The Cosby Show never moved from New York, from what I know.
Oh, I thought it did. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I don't think they ever moved. Yeah.
We had one of the owners in the program called YABC in Lincoln. One of the owners of the Silver Cup Studio's son was in my program.
Okay. Wow.
The kid didn't want nothing to do with the business. I was like, yo, your pops is a million gazillionaire.
Yeah.
That was the craziest thing in the world.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Did you know my parents?
Oh my God.
That's funny, man.
Guys, I gotta ask you guys a question. I just recently went to get something to eat for my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know McDonald's brought back the McRib?
Yes, I heard about it this week. I never had it in my life.
I never had a McRib either.
People love it. It sells out every time.
Wow.
I don't know if that's all fat and some stuff on it. I bet you my big son likes to eat that shit.
Right.
They know that people like it. They won't keep it on the regular menu. They just pop it up every now and then, almost like a promotion. Yeah. Right.
You know how old my big son is, right? My big son older than me.
Yeah, he is older than you.
His name is Chicken Wing. He'll eat anything.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And he's got a twin. He's got a twin brother, but you're not the father.
You know what? The audience met a lot of people. Look at that.
Bill
Cosby.
Oh, she met Bill Cosby too. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good look.
Keisha Campbell.
Speaking of celebrities, right? We had a comedian celebrity this week. Robin.
She said the McRib is some nasty shit.
Yeah. It was horrible. So speaking of Bill,
and then Chicken Wing says the McRib is the best, just like you said. He eat anything.
Anything. He's like Mikey. He eat anything, man.
Yeah.
So listen. This week we had a comedian named Major Hype. I don't know if you guys saw it. He allegedly beat up his girlfriend. That was with him. She showed pictures of having a blackened eye and some marks and stuff like that. And he tried to cover up, saying he had a heart attack or something when he rushed himself to the hospital. Allegedly, that he said he cut himself. And then people will jump into his aid, saying a lot of people fall in love with celebrity about his aid. Like the thing, it's a touchy subject for me with domestic violence. I know someone that lost their life to domestic violence. So what do you guys think about like these men that put hands on each other, or these celebrities, and all these people that back them up soon when these allegations come out?
My father told me a long time ago, man. He said one thing I would never go with you on. He would have my back on anything except hitting a female. Except hitting a female. He said, whatever you do, don't rape nobody, don't hit no female, because there ain't no reason for it. You know what I mean? And I always kind of kept that in my mind. You know what I mean? Even growing up or whatever, I can say I never hit a woman. You know, in my entire life, I could never understand what it is. Now, some of them will take you there. All right. And I think that some women do take advantage of that. You know what I mean? And you know, like, oh, I'm a woman, don't hit me. Meanwhile, they doing everything under the sun to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you approach somebody, if they go, what's the saying? You mess with the horn, mess with the bull, you're gonna get the horns. You know what I mean? So if you run around hitting a man, every man is not gonna be me. You know what I mean? He's gonna. Yeah. But I'm not saying that this is what the situation was with Major Hype. You know what I mean? I'm not saying, because I don't know the particulars of it or whatever, and I don't know the severity of it. You know what I mean? So I'm kind of like open and just listening to the conversation, but I really wish he had not done that because I thought he's a really funny guy. You know what I mean? And I really want to think well of him. You know, so I'm holding until I find out more information or to hear more information about it.
Well, I think that I don't think the question is if that's foul or not, because I think it's obvious hitting a woman is foul. So we get that. The question is, you know, going to find out where it comes from. This is something that gets revisited a lot, and a lot of these guys come up where they see it, and then when they get older, when anger turns into rage, that's how they express themselves. What I noticed is there's a lot of people that can only handle confrontation and conflict with. That's their resolve. When they get pressed, they don't care who it is. It's like their anger takes over and they see red. And I think that's one of the big issues. You know what I'm saying? And so the reason I never have done it is because as a kid, I mean, from as long as I can remember, it was preached to me the same thing like your father, Derek, that you just don't put your hands on a woman. I was stopping my sister from beating me up, and my father blitzed on me for blocking the punches. Like, in other words, at the end of the day, he was just letting me know how serious it is. Yeah. And so what I believe is this: there's a lot of men that have disdain for women. There's a lot of men that do not like women. I mean, they just have a issue with women, so they don't recognize. And I mean, you know, like Rodney, well, like you were just saying that people, they could take you there. I couldn't imagine if they said tomorrow there'd be no women in the world, I would go and lay in front of a train right now. You know that? I'm dead serious. I mean, it wouldn't be worth getting up tomorrow. And so I just don't get it, but it's serious. I don't really, you know, when it comes to a comedian or something like that, that's something inside. There is something lurking inside of you that allows you to do that. And that's the thing that needs to be destroyed and attacked and dealt with.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's part of being a comedian too. You know what I mean? The best comedians have a little dark place that they're willing to touch on and bring out every now and then. And that's what we find funny about them sometimes. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I think what happens, maybe the thought is, listen, don't you know, maybe we need to start taking some of these comedians a little bit more serious. Like, you know what I mean? Like somebody, it takes something to get up and share your pain with a whole bunch of people. You know what I mean? And you know, kind of busting out the scenes. So maybe you might want to pay attention to maybe some of the things you say around that person. But I'm not saying that, you know, I'm not blaming any blame on her at all. You know, you don't touch a woman. You don't hit a woman, bro, especially not your lady, man. You don't do that. There's no coming back from that. Bro.
Yo, listen, in my family, listen, my favorite niece, I only got one niece, but she's still my favorite. Before we all tell them, yo, you hit a man, expect that smoke to come back. So you got to be careful. Like, don't, like, everybody know my temperament. And I know what I'm capable of doing. Do not hit a man, because then, if you're gonna be at fault, you gotta expect that smoke to come back. And if he hurts you, you know what I'm going.
Now, what you just said, what you just said, got Stephen A. Smith suspended on ESPN. Said, I don't know if you remember that. Stephen A. Smith got on there and he was like, "This is the exact words." He was like, "If a dude hits a woman in my family, I can't even over these airwaves tell you what we're gonna do to that man." But he said, "I want to tell you, women out there, don't provoke these men, because some of them like that." The blonde-haired woman that used to do the NBA show, her name escapes me right now. She tweets something like, "Oh, I guess if I wear a short skirt, then I deserve to be raped." The next day, they had Stephen A. Smith apologize and suspended him. And I was like, it was so foul. And what he said was what D just said, which is true. At the end of the day, until you get some help or whatever like that, you got to put yourself, you can't put yourself in harm's way with one of these monsters.
Right.
That's all they were saying, and it was just foul.
Right. No, because you can't listen. There are every man is different, just like every woman is different. Everybody's going to react to a certain situation a different way. You don't know until you find out. Right. We know just as men, like, would you allow a man to talk to you a certain way before you do something? You know what I mean? So, so now here's a woman who, most of us would say, hey, listen, that's a woman, I got to be pretty cool about it because that's part of my manhood. That's part of what I consider being a man. That's part of my self-identity. I'm not, she can go off and do whatever, but I'm going to show respect and not do that. That's a woman. But there's some men out there that, their fuse is a little shorter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're going to you can't react.
Yeah. And men get their ass beat too.
All the time. Now,
how long
we ready to deal with that?
That's what I was going to bring up.
Yeah, a lot of men get beat up.
One way,
Yeah, in my background, basically, I saw a lot of domestic violence. You know what I mean? Basically, going into people's house, and it basically was like maybe one or three ways. You used to have this guy that's a weak man. He can't communicate. You know, he feel life has dealt him a raw deal, so he comes home and he beats up on his family for no reason. You know what I'm saying? Basically, strictly a coward. Then you got that situation when you got a husband and wife, they have an argument, and then things get out of hand. Then you have the situation where you have a woman that won't stop pushing the issue until she gets beat up. You know what I mean? But and then we have the situation too where we had wives that were beating husbands up. You know what I mean? So I saw it from every single angle. You know what I mean? And I'll be honest with you, the situations where I saw where the wife was beating up the husband, like those chicks were tough. You know what I mean? Like they were no joke. You know what I mean? You could see that they would fight women and they would fight men and they would fight the cops. They didn't care. You know what I mean?
Yo, I'll tell you one woman I wouldn't fight is Killer Mel.
Nah, I wouldn't want to fight.
So
Mel give them boom boom bow.